Okay, here's another game from the Dan Heisman Learning Center. This was submitted, I think, by, let's see, who submitted this one? Manuever Night. Okay, Manuever Night submitted this game. Thank you. Guys, let me explain. Got to do this every video because you may not watch the other ones. The average chess game lasts 40 moves. Half the games are over before that, the other half after that. If you make it to move 40, you can almost always tell with a strong degree of certainty if white should win, if black should win, or if the game will be a draw. It doesn't mean it'll end that way, but you can tell where it's likely to go. So to increase your chances to have it being a win for you, you need to take your time. A lot of people who play this 45-45 don't understand that. You have if you use all your time, you have 75 minutes to make 40 moves. Then you get a 45-second increment to steer you through the rest of the way. You're both hitting move 40. I don't think you made it to 40. Let me double check. You're at move 38. White has 33 minutes left on his clock. Black has 27. You should be down around 2 or 3 minutes here, both of you. Okay? That's where you should be. So, I'll isolate the blunders. I may look at this game score as we go to see how long you took on a certain move. But in my opinion, the number one reason, above and beyond all other reasons why people lose chess games, is they move too fast. Because you can't do a proper evaluation. Okay? You don't have enough time. You can get away with it sometime, but you can't get away with it all the time. Okay, F5 makes it like a closed English or a reverse Sicilian Grand Prix. Okay, I know this is an interesting move here. John Watson, International Master, he signed my my books on the English 4-volume set. He's a real nice guy. He's one of the best chess authors there are. If you play the French defense, you need to get his work on the French. There's very, very few authors that interject ideas into their books like he does. He doesn't just regurgitate variations. He did his research for all his books, finding lots of games, and said untested is with this idea. One idea might be to try this. It needs to be tried. Somebody try it. And I actually got a chance in my correspondence career from 1986 to 2000. I got a chance to test a lot of Watson's ideas. I hope to run into him again and show him some of the stuff I did. But anyway, I know in his book he recommends, he thinks this is a problem for black, this move here. And it has to do with the fact that eventually white can chase that bishop. Now, I've had some experience against it myself, and what I thought was going to be lead me to a nice advantage didn't. The game was basically even from start to finish, and I had the better bishop in the ending, and I managed to bungle a pawn, but he couldn't break through. So I was played about 15, 16 years ago on the internet. Anyway, against another master. Okay. So if you know this is an idea to play for, but one thing you also have to be careful about when you do this is that you don't end up with the isolated queen pawn. Like, for instance, if these are traded, yes, I know this is under attack, but you have to be careful that black doesn't get d5 in and you're stuck with an isolated queen pawn. Okay, so g3 is playable. Now there's a tempo here. This is one of the reasons why e3 is good, because your bishop would be guarding it, or your d-pawn if you go this way. Oh, just gave a free pawn. Okay, now, so I know white didn't submit this game, but let's I could be missing something. I'll qualify it with something I happen to know about this opening in a minute. Let's see, what move is this? Move 6. Move 6. No, I'm looking. No, this is the right one. Move 5. No, move 6. Okay, 45.39 at move 6. I wish chess.com would show up their time. They have timestamping, they don't show it. Okay, 4:55, or no, 45:55 and 45:39. So his clock, he spent a minute on the move. But black doesn't take it. Black plays queen d7. Why doesn't black take the pawn? Well, we got to solve that. Okay, there was a variation I ran into once. Let's see. I was playing the white side of the English, and my opponent gambited upon something like that, and he got this incredible play. I was just squashed like a bug after that. But I don't, it's a free pawn. I don't see what white has here. Let's see. We can go chase the bishop, right? I don't know. Black might be able to get away with a move like this. As ugly as it looks. I mean, maybe that queen is hung out to dry. Where are you going to put that queen? I'll come back here. This is awful. No way you're going to evaluate all this in 1 minute. I mean, this queen is just going for a ride. I'm trying to find what white has if black takes the pawn. Well, white can further his development, but he doesn't have enough tempos here. Both sides develop 3 minor pieces. White's castled. It's white's move. White's a tempo and a half ahead. You need 3 tempos for a pawn. And threatened to steal the bishop pair. But I don't see how white has enough here. Unless I'm just blind. I'll be the first one to say I'm missing something. But black, let's see how much time did black take on that move. Let's see. Black played queen d7. He didn't take long. His clock went up. Your clock went up 14 seconds, meaning it took 31 seconds on the move. That's not enough time to evaluate if this is safe or not, okay? Your move is fine, but this move may very well be better. I just don't know what white has here. You can't do this. That just hands another pawn over. No, maybe not. There's a check. So let's see. Can we do anything? Let's see. Maybe. Well, he does. He's not walking into the check, which would fork this. This knight's on the loose. Black's 2 pawns up. Okay. And offering the pawn still. Now he takes it. Okay, so you got it this time. So you got a free pawn out of the deal. And let's see what white has for this. He doesn't have enough. I don't know what. Okay, I see this a lot of games, and some people who I work with regularly, I see it repeatedly. I don't think it's a good idea to move your rooks until they're connected, because we may not. Well, we're 2 moves away from connecting our rooks, but depending on what 2 moves black throws at us, we may decide we didn't want that rook in that place to begin with. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, let's just imagine a position where black decides to castle queenside. So I'm going to go this way. I don't know what happened in the game. Now black starting his attack. Well, maybe white wants the rook over here. Okay, so he can start his attack. Maybe he doesn't want, start advancing the pawns. Maybe just wait. Maybe the rook is better here, which is a half-open file. I mean, let's hold on moving your rooks until your back rank's connected. It's just a good rule to follow. Looks like he's doing that to preserve this bishop. Well, I have a history on this. Back in 1973, I just got out of high school, a class of 73. I had played my first year of USCF rated chess. My rating was still published high 1500s. I started 1465. But I did so much chess that summer, and the ratings were out of date. They had to do them manually, and they took every 2-3 months to get them done, after, or 2-3 months worth of results. But I was at a tournament in Santa Monica. I ended up winning tying for first in under 1600 section, and I happened to see a lot of people that would move this rook in order to answer this with this to keep their bishop on the board. So that's where I first saw it. I saw it happen in 3 or 4 games. And the funny thing is, you can probably quote me or refute my quote. I never saw it in a book after that. Well, actually, I know of one case I did. However, I'm not saying it's not in any book anywhere. But I never saw it as a recommended method just to keep your bishop on the board. Now, back in 1986, I was in this correspondence thing, and I was playing a guy, Jürgen Danner or something. He was 2400. It might have become I think he became a correspondence international master. And I was playing the English opening against him, 1c4, and we were following theory, and I was doing my research, and got to one position where the bishop came to the square, and I have 2 options. One is to retreat it, and the other is to let him exchange it. And I looked at both positions. I played out the theory that had been published on it, and I liked my opponent's position better with the bishops on the board than off the board. So, I had to play something I felt comfortable with. So I felt more comfortable letting the bishops come off the board. Now here, for white to avoid this exchange, he's spending 2 moves to do it. And I'm assuming, I haven't looked at white's 11th move yet. I'm assuming that's what white's going to do. Let's back it up and see if no, we're not in the right position. Okay, here. Does he play bishop h1? Yes. Okay, well here white made 2 moves. Now let me instead make 2 moves of mine. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here. And now I have to take here. Now, this bishop's no longer on the board. This king, he's okay. I mean, this is still coming. Okay, we can't stop that. But we do have the rooks connected. So yes, we can stop that nonsense if it comes up. And meanwhile, I've got these guys in the game. They're ready to start the attack. So if you're setting this up, the idea of putting this down here, if you're setting this up, it takes, we have to move the bishop, move the queen as 2, move the bishop down here as 3, and then make the exchange. We're playing 4 moves to do it. Now, naturally, the bishop move is going to be made anyway because we're going to develop somewhere. But why take 3 moves just to trade off a piece? Doesn't make sense to me. If you're going to trade a piece, take 1 move to do it, right? Saves you 2 moves. And here's my 2 moves on B2 and C2. So what's black going to do? We don't know. Let's say he starts this, okay? Well, his king is in the center. I see a nice juicy looking square there. I'm going to take it. And let's say he goes here. Now he has a threat. Takes, and check, and mate, right? I'm going to play over here. You want to take? Now guess what? I just broke your attack. Okay? So, if they want to trade off your fiend cut of bishop, let them do it. And I think it's a waste of time to go after it. I mean, I've had countless examples in the symmetrical English where that's C4, C5, where people set this battery up, and I just went about my development, and after it was the trade was made, I just crushed them. Anyway, I had one in a correspondence game. I may bring it up to show it afterwards. Anyway, White's kept his bishop on the board, but these pieces haven't moved. Okay, now black is starting his attack. I would think this would make more sense. This closed the diagonal down. Okay, so what's White doing here? He's playing an awful lot of defense. Why is White defending after 12 moves? It's because White doesn't have anything beyond the 3rd rank. You know, he plays something beyond the 3rd rank on his first move. Everything else has been on the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd rank. And, you know, development is not complete. It's not complete over here either. Good move for black might be to play G5 here. Try to get this in. Or just play this directly, even if it means sacrificing something. Well, maybe not. Let's see. The E file will open up as pinned. Let's see what black does. Okay, they're as expected. Now White needs to be attacking black. He does have his bishop on the board to help in that attack. But where would you rather these be? Here or here? You know, I rest my case. Okay. Hey, look, that move I was suggesting, it comes in. Okay, now, it might not be a bad idea just to take this to try to pry open some lines over here.
Check.
Okay. Now A4. No. Okay. Why are you going there? Okay. Your target is over here. Okay. Going here doesn't really help attack this guy. You know, yes, you're threatening this, but you're also close to getting your queen trapped here. Bishop G, you know, you have to see that he's going to play Bishop G4. Now, suddenly this queen doesn't look so healthy. She has 2 squares open. And from there, it's hard to find another safe one, if there even exists one, other than the other one, you know. Okay, so if I have black here, I'm thinking, how do I trap that queen? That's what I'm thinking. I don't have a dark squared bishop to attack it, but I've got a knight that can attack it in 2 moves. Whoops, meant for that to go here. I've got a pawn that can attack it in 2 moves. Let's see what black comes up with. See, now this is a threat. You know, so we're going to assume this is the correct move. Okay, that's pretty much forced. Now, this king is looking a little drafty, and the counterattack is nowhere to be seen. So this is a dream for black. Okay, we still have a target. This still looks like it traps it. No, wrong square. I mean, this may be a good move, but what does White do if you play here? Oh, wait. No, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, a little tricky here. Let's see. This would send you away, but watch this. Let's do this different. Let's be sneaky. Let's go here. Now you can't take the knight off. Okay, so what? Let's burn a move for white. Is white's queen trapped? That is the question. I mean, it sure looks trapped to me, but you know the way I overlook things. White has to find some better move here. So let's see. Played knight f6 on move 18. Well, excellent job, you thought, for your clock went from 33:23 to 28:08. That's 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Took 6 minutes on the move. Wonderful. And as I said, I'll never fault someone when they take their time. So, what else can white do here? How does he find a square for that queen? I mean, we can't get the queen to here to go after this. You know, we can't move this pawn. We can't move this pawn. We can move this pawn, but you know, maybe the best white gets out of this is 2 pieces, and his king is looking a little worse for wear here. You know, 2 bishops for the queen. You know. Okay, so let's see. But knight f6 may be good. What's white do? Okay. Now he finds my move. Okay, so you could have put the knight there earlier. You didn't need this knight to block the path of the queen because it protected here. Now white needs to give up the exchange. Otherwise he's losing his queen. So move 20 black is winning. And just take with the queen and force the queens off. And that's just a liquidation win for black. And just take the open lines. Now the rooks are coming off of rook e1. I mean, anybody rated over 1,000 should beat me here. You know, you should beat Magnus Carlsen with black here. You should. I mean,
check.
You know, Magnus doesn't have a chance against you here. Even if you plant the bishop here just to clog up the file. Black is finding this file to activate his rook on. And white's challenging that. But white doesn't have enough oomph.
Check.
So to keep the rook out of this way, let the rook out this way. It's just a simple win for black. And here it looks like black resigned. Okay, so pretty good effort by black. Let me look back at that knight f6 again. You know, he still won the exchange. Okay, I've got to expand this. Let's see, knight f6 was what move? Move 18, so back 40. Okay, shrink this. Hang on. How do you submit a game? You send it to me. You go to my video lessons group, and there's the forums. There's one about submitting a game. All the things to do. Okay. Get back to the game here. You know, white just got, I don't know how that queen gets out of there. I mean, black is almost threatening to put the rook here and play this. So that was just, I mean, it's a one-move threat. Oh, I can attack a bishop. You don't think any further. See, this is why these guys should have been developed earlier. Oh well, good game by black. Hope it helped. You know, submit it for analysis. I hope my thoughts helped you. Let me see, where are we? Stop.